yes, I know. I mean it. The little hand is on the two. The big hand is pointing at you. Now, what time is that? You tell me. Sometimes I like to wind up my clock so the hands will point in different special ways. Sometimes I like to wind up my clock so the hands will point in different special ways. Everybody knows that a good fucking Christian prays.
A new age of reason, brain treason to trick the mind. What good is searching if nothing's there to find? We arrive at this place of no return, my brothers, only to discover that our minds have led us away so far from the paper truth of who we are. What's right is wrong, what's gone is gone, what's clear and pure is not so sure. All promises become a lie, all that's benign corrupts and died. Of our come forth, bear witness. See the profit from your laws, beg for forgiveness. Only after you tally the cost. We arrive at this place of no return, my sisters, only to discover that our values right off the ground on the show in the sea of what we could be. What's right is wrong, what's gone is gone, what's clear and pure is not so sure. All promises become a lie, all that's been right corrupts and died. Of our if it's real for me, do I have to prove it to you? Why do revelations fade to cold blue untruths? It's all so relative, subservient and torn on one's perspective. Yeah. What's right is wrong, what's gone is gone, what's clear and pure is not so sure. All promises become a lie, all that's been right corrupts and died. Of epiphany, always failing me.
Yes. Bad Religion, as you hear quite often on this show, because they have so many songs to speak to our troubled times. You're listening to Widdershins, a twisted approach to the left-hand path. So twisted today that this is our second broadcast. I'm going to go delete that other one in a minute because it's 10 seconds long. Yeah, I fucked up. One of the drawbacks to the mobile app is it's really easy to bump into the wrong button and just kill your broadcast right after you started it. It was going so well with that Crucifix song and everything. And then you can't rewind the song. So I had to just start where the song left off on the last show. So hopefully I didn't throw too many of you off with that. I noticed in our chat room it was jumping immediately. So our regular listeners, they weren't thrown off by it at all. And I saw, who was it that said that? Hi, Birch, been enjoying Jamming to the Damned. Hello, Strix. Shane Drake. Best day of the week, Shane Drake said. Best day of the week. You think we don't read that shit? Well, sometimes I don't when I'm on the show, but I go back and I read that shit. Well, thank you Thank you, Shane. I'm glad you think so, because, you know, one of the reasons that I haven't looked into switching broadcast days is because of the people that are our regular listeners and how jazzed they are to be a part of the live broadcast, even though there's a handful so far.
It's almost as good as Taco Tuesday.
It is. And sometimes it comes right after Taco Tuesday. Did we actually do a Taco Tuesday broadcast, or was that a Facebook Live?
That was
I forget.
earlier before the show started, but it was on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, it's like a Taco Tuesday. It's like you can have tacos while listening to the show, and it can be your Taco Tuesday. But usually, so far, just like a handful of live listeners, but they are total regulars, and they're always here, and they're goddamn fanatics about it, and so we stay on there because I've been watching. It seems like Friday and Saturday is when our ratings really pick up. It's when people really watch or really listen to the show. Not a lot of people downloading, so they're just streaming it straight, you know, maybe off their phone or something like that. But Friday and Saturday. And, so we haven't moved the show because of our great regular listeners. And because our best ratings are Friday and Saturday, we may do some random Friday and Saturday broadcasts, but I'm not willing to commit to our Friday and Saturday nights being messed up. I mean, we're parents, so there's not a whole lot we do on Friday and Saturday nights, and it's usually with the whole family, and it's, you know, we're home by 7. Let me go to a movie or something like that. You don't do a whole lot of late nights when you're out with your kid, but our kid is very going out savvy. He knows how to read the menu and order, and knows everything about restaurants, and he's a little older now. He used to know a lot about bars because there used to be a couple bars where we could sit with him, but now he's a little too old for that. They think he might, you know, be drinking underage at 7 years old. At any rate, what I'm saying basically is I can't commit to that. Committing to the Tuesday thing and committing to our regular listeners. You people are why we stay in this time slot. You know, let those other people stream it later. Let them download it, whatever they want to do. If they want to miss the true magic of the live broadcast and the chat room thereof, or therein, well, I have nothing to say to that. They can go do that. Fine, but there's a lot going on. There's people making friends. I've noticed in the last couple shows, and they know each other and they greet each other. How's your week been? They're going back and forth. It's like a social network that happens for 2 hours in our chat room, and then I think the chat room just magically disappears. So for you, the regular listeners, you might have noticed I learned something this week. I learned that on the Spreaker mobile app, if I kick on the microphone when a song's still playing, the song actually keeps playing. That was one of the things that I bitched about, so I wanted to mention that because one of the things that I criticized the Spreaker app over, and I believe, and this makes perfect sense, if I had my headphones in and I kick the mic over, I'd still be able to hear the song and be able to, you know, make my voiceover radio magic even more magical. It's an art form, this radio thing, an art form that I know well. And that was one of the things I couldn't pull off. But so now I can kick the mic over, but on my end, the song just dies. But on your end, from what I learned from my testing, the song keeps going. So that's at least good. It's not as abrupt as I thought, but I may have to break out the headphones and do a little playing with that because, you know, I likes my music in the show too. So you came here because you saw the drama, even though my first write-up for the show was much cooler, but my second write-up for the show, after killing the first show, I only had a few seconds, so just really quick. latest YouTube drama show, but more. So, have more on there. We're going to get to that thing, but you all tune in for that. I have people here and there. I remember we were on the Candelo show actually towards the end of the Candelo show and that inception. I don't know if it's going to come back. I absolutely want to be back on it. But he's got to move and stuff. But towards the end of the Candelo show, when they were covering what we were covering over here, the endangered elephant in the room and Tiger Gate and all the shit that went on with the Lucky Mojo folk, they called Candelo's show the Jerry Springer of hoodoo, and I don't know. I think we've earned that, or the Maury Povich, or one of those. I even for one show downloaded the boxing bell that they use on Jerry Springer when two people are going off. There was during the Asbjorn and Tim Ravenroder debate. That was very much a Jerry Springer, but we do that. Because it's radio and it's about ratings. Even though we're not really selling anything, eventually, hopefully, we will. I'm absolutely would sell commercial time and stuff like that. We've got to work up to that kind of thing. But that equals ratings. Drama equals ratings. Snatching wigs, ratings. I noticed that. I was on those Candelo show. We really got a controversial thing where you're snatching wigs off of people. The ratings were up. But beyond that, not just about ratings. I try and do like a Jerry Springer towards the end. I give some wisdom at the end of exposing these dramas and these ridiculous things that go on, because they are ridiculous, and the people engaging in them are being ridiculous. When I engage in them, I'm being ridiculous too. And I hope when people get to hear it, reflect on it, hear what I have to say after I do it, I hope we can make some progress so they can hear how ridiculous they sound doing this witch war drama shit or mage war drama shit tonight, and sometimes hoodoo drama war shit. It's a bunch of shit. And we all of us, I just mentioned the hoodoos and the witches and the mages. There are forces in this world that would take us all out if they had a chance. All of us. And you may think you're in a different tradition, free from all that. No, all of them. All of them. Since the days of Rome, they've been passing laws against magic users. And since the days of Rome, the emperors had magic users in their employ. The idea is not that people are opposed to magic. They just want to be the only people that have it. Bottom line, there's history in a nutshell for you. I'm not drunk yet, so it's not drunk history. But basically all it is, I often talk about, King Saul in the Bible. Allegedly, they were hunting witches. Witchcraft was a heresy. They were persecuting them, hunting them. But then King Saul had this little problem. His priests could not contact. Some people say it's a spirit. Some people say it's a demon. Sounds like a demon to me. But Samael, they couldn't contact him. It wouldn't come. All the tricks the priests used to do just weren't working somehow. And so, even though King Saul was hunting down them witches, he apparently knew where either, depending on which text you read, the wise old woman of Endor, which wise meant witch in the biblical text, or magic user of some kind, or the witch of Endor. Some scripts say it outright. He knew where she was. He sought her counsel. Her counsel proved to be valid. She did some things. gave some advice. Lo and behold, King Saul's priests are now able to contact Samael, and it worked. And what the wise old woman of Endor advised was true. The point there is that even though King Saul was allegedly hunting the witches, he knew where the real main witch was. And he was not hunting her because he knew he needed her. And that's always the way. It's always the way. You need them. In the ages of Rome, when they passed laws against witchcraft and magic, those emperors that did that had a court magician. They wanted to be the only ones to have them. There are people actually opposed to the existence of magic users of all kinds, and they are usually and never the people that the magicians and the witches are aiming their magics at, never the people that they are calling their enemies. And Marta's gotta tell me something right now. She's busting up over here, so I gotta play this song because she can't tell me while I'm on the air. We're gonna talk more about this stuff.
And he's making up dinner with long a vision and a riding crop. Anybody can feel like a winner when it's served up piping hot. But the people aren't looking for a handout. They're America's working core. Can this be what they voted for? Let them eat war. Let them eat war. That's how to ration the poor. Let them eat war. Let them eat war. There's an urgent need to feed declining pride. From the force to the union shops, the war economy is making new jobs. But the people who benefit most are breaking bread with their benevolent host who never stole from the rich to give to the poor. All he ever gave to them was a war and a foreign enemy to deplore. Let them eat war. Let them eat war. That's how to ration the poor. Let them eat war. Let them eat war. There's an urgent need to feed declining pride. We've got to kill them and eat them before they reach for their checks. Squeeze some blue collars, make them bleed from their necks. Seize a few dollars from the people's sweat. 'Cause it's freedom or death, and they won't question it. At a job site, the boss is godlike. Conditioned workhorses park at a stoplight. Seasoned vets with their feet in nets. A stone's throw away from a rock fight. But not tonight. Feed them death. Here comes another ration. 'Cause they're the finest in the nation. Feed them death. Burning something that the beat them with. It's freedom or it's death. Let them eat war. Let them eat war. That's how to ration the poor. Let them eat war. Let them eat war. There's an urgent need to feed.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about war. Shall we, kids? You want to play? You should study before you play. You studied your magic. You studied your spells. You studied your planetary influences. lists of angels and demons, all into your grimoires. But did you study war? Did you study war? If you want to play war, you got to study the war. There are times, and I know, I'm a hear about it. Me talking about that kind of stuff, you and your warlike ways, Birch, yeah, whatever. I got a dick, all right? I got a schlong, I got some balls. We're made for war. I'm sorry. It's the male mysteries. You don't get to judge it if you don't have those parts. We let the women have their mysteries and we don't get involved, and we probably don't want to know a lot of them most of the time. But for most of my lifetime, through the times of Wicca and the dominance of radical feminism within Wicca, it got to the point where being a man was bad. Being a man was bad. And part of what we do is, that's bad is, our aggressive and warlike nature. And the whole world would be a better place if we weren't here, because there wouldn't be all these wars everywhere. Well, first of all, I have some of my favorite warriors in history, women, and Bonnie, Boudica, brutal. It's not just a man thing, but it is a thing that tends to happen with men. We have our warlike ways, and it's a shame oftentimes, the things that happen in the world. But we would not be here to be ashamed of these things without those ways. Our tribes would have been slaughtered off. Our people, we would have been killed off by the tribe that didn't care about their warlike ways. They said, oh, okay, you want to be progressive? Well, fuck you. Here's a fucking spear. Here's a spear up your ass. We're gonna be progressive. We're gonna take all your shit and steal your women. And that's tribalism, man. That's how it was. You want to romanticize it? What the fuck ever. But I'll be damned if I'm ever gonna have to explain that to somebody that doesn't have a dick and balls. It's a male mystery. There's a reason that we are warlike, and it ain't always good, and it ain't always pretty. And 90% of the places where we let that energy out is the wrong place. But we never get to look at that. We never get to examine these male mysteries. We never get to examine this aggression that exists within us, because it's bad. Because the women said it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I'm sorry. I just really so much dominance of the extreme feminism through the days of Wicca. It really got to that point where, and to the extent where there was people that, like Z Budapest, who said, men are a lower species of life and should be wiped from the planet. And she didn't get ridden out of fucking town on a pole. She was able to say those things. And plenty of people argued with her about those things, but she wasn't drummed out of our fucking communities for saying those things. Can you imagine somebody else saying those things? If you said that about, black people, the brown people, or if you said that about women, can you imagine that? The backlash that would come. We had to be men and sit back, take it. For all of our years of dominance, patriarchy, we were supposed to take a back seat, and I understood that. It's like we're trying to set some sort of balance within our religions, but there's limits, and there's when the line's gone too far, and where people are allowed to say those kinds of things about an entire gender, and the majority of the religions within those groups accepted it, dismissed it, brushed it aside, said, oh, she's just angry. Yeah, Z Budapest got gang raped. Oh, no, this is terrible. It's terrible. Yes, terrible. I didn't do it. wasn't there. The gods saw fit to bless her with only sons. I can't imagine what their lives are like. But enough about See Budapest. But we need to learn about these things about ourselves, and part of the way that we learn about these things is the study of war. And the people that I see engaging in magical warfare clearly have not done any studying on the subject. Chapter 1, verse 1, the art of war. All warfare is based on deception. If I have a bad day, you sure won't fucking hear about it on Facebook. And maybe I'll just tell you I'm having a good day. I tell you I'm having a fucking great-ass day, man. But I don't want to... It's not that simple. I don't want you to think every time I say I'm having a great-ass day... hold on, I'm gonna go mobile here for a second. Close this door. But you won't hear about it. You won't hear me emoting about it. If I'm up late at night, 3 a.m, doing magical warfare for some ass, or defending against some asshole that's attacked me, I'm not gonna jump on Facebook and say, "Hey, everybody, I'm up 3 a.m. Can't sleep, blah, 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 blah." That kind of shit. Yeah. You don't give your enemies information. You give your enemies disinformation. If you find that they're on a channel receiving your information, you make sure you give them the information that would be beneficial for you to have them have. Not necessarily real information. Deception. So you kids, who I'm going to talk about a little bit later, you're going to learn some things. Don't tell your enemy what you're going to do. Don't show your hand. If your enemy has injured you, don't let your enemy know they have injured you. You know, if they got under your skin, don't let them know they got under your skin. Yeah, maybe you're stupid. Or maybe you just weren't allowed to study some of the male mysteries. And some of those male mysteries, like it or not, bitch at me or not, is the art of war. However, there are many gods of war. There's Mars, the god of war, and the Greek goddess of war, Ares. Oh, she was an artist with her war. Mars, straight up brutality. But Ares, goddess of war. She made an art of it. So it's not all a male thing. But the people I tend to see engaging in this stuff, and the people we're going to talk about today, you know, a lot of them are males. So I don't want to give away the whole show too soon, you know. So I'm going to talk about, before we get to the main event of tonight's show, and some of you know what the main event is, even though I had to be really vague in the description because I was in a hurry. Some other stuff before that. But first, this.
I come down the steps, I slip on the ice. Santa Claus been looking, who's been naughty, who's been nice. I'm looking for one thing real tonight. And Jesus, he comes up to me. rose in me. Let's turn off the commercials. Let's turn off the TV. How well can we get to know each other in an hour? We can fight the daylight. We have that power. I'm looking for one thing real tonight. And Bengals is next to me with a bucket full of paste. He rips off my ear and says, glue this to my face. I'd like to leave America for someplace where they would not know a word of English, and I might be understood. I'm looking for one thing real tonight.
Dan Byrne on Widdershins Radio. Always liked him. Used to play him on my old show back in my pirate radio days, and so looked him up. A lot of the bands I play here are bands I played back in my old pirate radio days. And I saw, who was it? There was somebody in the chat room that I converted to a Bad Religion fan because of this show. I think it was Shane. I think Shane hadn't heard Bad Religion before, now has. I think I turned Strix into a Damned fan. Yeah, I get work done here, y'all. There was somebody talking about in Facebook or on the chat room about when you're on Facebook, they've heard that, don't use your real profile picture because it gives people a link to do bad stuff to you. And it is true. I teach that. It's really easy to get a personal link, or if you're in Hoodoo, it's called a personal concern from somebody in this day and age, because usually you can still see their profile picture even if it's on private, unless you haven't been blocked. And if you have, then you just make a fake account and go there. And they're great. They're printable pictures. You can write on them. You can cross stuff out. You can poke holes in them, light parts of them on fire. They're great. They're great magical links. But one of the things I always like to remind people is that a link works both ways. If somebody got my hair, let's say, and they took it to their altar, and did some magic on it and stuff. Well, depending on what type of magic they were doing, let's just say it was classical witchcraft. They're going to be in their circle, at their altar, zapping me, and I have my hair inside their circle, on their altar, bypassing all of their defenses if I'm good at my shit and I get my alert. Hey, somebody's got your personal concern and they're doing something to you. I can use that backwards and affect them way worse than they can affect me. So they've taken my stuff behind their defenses to do evil upon it. If I know my shit, I can use that to thwart them better than that picture they got of me on Facebook. And I know one of my YouTube colleagues, a good friend of mine, he never shows his face. And to me, sometimes that's all it is, just me sitting there talking. That seems to work for my viewers. Very few visual aids in this day and age. A lot of times it's just me in the backyard talking. But this person has production values and visual aids and the scenes cutting into other scenes, and, even special effects. But he doesn't show his face, partially because of the mystery it adds to it all, but also so people don't get those links. And of my colleagues on YouTube is one of the more attacked people that I know. At least, I guess the people that are attacking him don't have a link. But, voice is a link. Now, back in the day, we'd record you and cut out that section of the tape with scissors, because it's actual tape, and use that as the link. And I've done that before. A voice, your voice imprint is almost as good as fingerprints. Actually, apparently fingerprints aren't that good anymore at identifying you. It used to be dead nuts. And fingerprints are used in magic too. That's a great personal link. And I in some of my videos on at Gumroad, the spiritual warfare series, I taught stuff that I learned back in another life when I was a cop. How to extract fingerprints. Great magical links. But a voice print, that's a good magical link too. And that's one of the things that keep in mind. Keep people from getting your personal links. But maybe that's something for another show. The first one that I wanted to talk about tonight before the main event, regarding stupid shit mages do, because we had stupid shit witches say a couple episodes of that. But the people that I'm talking about, I use the word mage because it's a more acceptable word in the ceremonial magics, and of which there are several. But mage is probably more acceptable to them. They definitely wouldn't want to use the word witch. They might say, they're a Thelemite, or they're Hermeticists, or Golden Dawnist, or I don't know, whatever you want to call them. But mage seems to work for them. So hopefully, that's a non-offensive term for the people, the magical people I'm referring to tonight. But the top on the list, the dumbest thing that I've ever heard a mage do happened, just in recent times. And one of our shows, we did cover this, and I read this story, and I had the story with me. Tonight I'm just going to paraphrase what I remember of the story, but it's pretty much the whole story. There was a sloppily organized attempt by many witches in America and around the world. Firstly, to cast a binding spell on Trump. Yeah, Trump. And it was a continual thing, and I think it went on till the winter solstice, or did it go on till the last summer solstice? It was one of the solstices. I thought it was last winter solstice the thing was supposed to continue. I continued my work. I don't know until the winter solstice, but originally it was put out as a binding spell, and people signing up all over social media and all over the place saying, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna do this on these fucking days. Having magical people united for anything across the distances, doing a spell for the same purpose, is hugely, hugely powerful. But the spell, first of all, they recommended this binding spell, and they put out this binding spell, and I know my spells. It was a weak, poorly designed binding spell that I would have no confidence in, and I didn't think binding was enough. So a lot of people took it a step further, me included, to hex and do some other interfering work, way beyond binding. And I did it, and I know a lot of other people that did it. And as I've said on this show several times, like, I can't not know. If I missed it, if I missed anything, my wife's going to tell me stupid shit Trump did. So I don't get to miss any of that stuff. And by my reckoning, paying attention to history as it unfolds, there's some effect. There's some seriously fucked up shit. And it continues to get more fucked up. And I don't think that's a direct result, or I don't think that's only of his own accord. I think I notice a marked level of fucked upness since this thing started, and things keep getting worse and worse. His own party's slowly turning against him. Everybody's turning against him. It's all just unraveling and falling apart. And just hopefully it'll be before he does, any sizable damage to the country. But it's effective. The dumbest thing I ever heard was the self-proclaimed leader of the Golden Dawn, who most members I know from the Golden Dawn have disavowed, and his wife got some people with very limited skills together to help them combat all of these magics against Trump. Now, that's not the stupid part. I mean, that's stupid, but here's the real stupid part. What they came up with, how to handle this situation, was around their property. They built what they called magical lightning rods. You know what a lightning rod is. Maybe you don't. I don't know. It's on a tall thing on a building that's grounded, metal pole that's meant to draw lightning to that pole rather than to the building, and then ground it out, because lightning's seeking ground. This kind of thing. They built magical lightning rods at the four corners of their property to draw in all of the magics being cast at Trump to their house so they could ground it out. I'm just letting that hang there. That's not dead air. I'm just letting you sit with it for a second. Now, the way I heard about this story is there was a story about all of the horrific shit that happened to these Golden Dawn people since they did this, or these alleged Golden Dawn people. House fire, the dog died, the son died, life-threatening car accident, on and on and on. And the worst one of all, they're out hiking, and the dog hurt its foot. And that's when they say the dog died, because they had to leave it behind. Leave it behind. Can you imagine leaving your dog behind? And maybe, for some reason you couldn't carry the dog. I don't know, the dog was too big or what. But you get home, you get some food, some water, you go back. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. They never went back. They never checked on the dog. The dog probably, spent several weeks starving to death in the forest or got eaten by something. They don't know because their best friend, they left it behind to die. And this was part of what they said happened to them from all of the bad witchcraft. Well, that one, maybe we won't take credit for that one because it's you being a heartless fucking dumbass piece of shit that you are. And glad everything went wrong for you. And hope your house explodes. I'll be back.
Is this the fate of the wicked? To be tormented by the devil and his demons for eternity in a fiery hell? Is this the just judgment of a merciful God? Is this what the Bible teaches? What is the truth about hell?
This is my house, please come on in. It's time to cleanse yourself of sin. Get thee down upon your knees, cause non-belief is a disease, amen. Come all ye faithful, heed the bells. This trip could save you all from hell. Burning crosses through the night, come and join the holy fight, amen. So you hear your shepherd calling, my wrath won't be denied. Don't stand there looking sheepish, come and join the flock inside. Says these people are insane. It's only brainwash quite humane. 1,000 channels, take your pick. Another mystic, lunatic, amen. Amen, brother. Think you can challenge me? Come on. I've seen them all off one by one. Old Galileo's long forgot, though he was right and we were not. Amen.
This is 100% the Word of God. You can trust it 100%.
Deliver you from evil. That never was the plan. To those who fall for this one, deserve the lousy hand. Sleight of hand has kept the devil in command. Beyond those gates up in the sky, sign up now for apple pie. Amen.
Follow me. Follow me. Follow me anywhere. Follow me.
Jesus. Hallelujah.
Destruction. What kind of a fool do you think I am? Do you think I could be happy with this? Sometimes changes are hard to confront. Listen, and I'll be blunt. I want destruction. Destruction. I want destruction. Destruction. Change it around. Change it. Be careful with what you change. And always use wisdom in what you rearrange. For in this world there is good and there is evil. So don't mistake change for evil. You need destruction. Destruction. I want destruction. I want destruction. Change it around. Change it. Here we go. If you want to change the world, there's still time. It's a race between the atomic bomb and mankind. If you want a better world for that child, you'd better see that change runs wild. That's why I'm calling for destruction. Destruction. I want destruction. I want destruction. Change it around. Change it. Change. Change. And destruction.
Spittin' Teeth. Spittin' Teeth on Widdershins. You're going to have a hard time finding that. You can only find that on one album. The Siren. I believe it was 1980, maybe 81, maybe 79. I'm pretty sure it was 80. I find that fascinating. I found it on iTunes. So far, I've only found out or figured out how to import the songs from iTunes into the Spreaker app. I haven't figured out how to import them other ways. So that's why I don't have any of my music, because I'm not on fucking iTunes. But I find that fascinating that, I paid for this song, and you hear that little popping in the beginning. That's the vinyl. This song is recorded from the vinyl, made digital. The band is probably all dead. They never went anywhere. It's the only song I ever recall from them. And Posh Boy, or the Posh Boy Estate, is still ripping them off to this day, and has sold the rights to the songs on iTunes. Back in the day, Posh Boy would rip you off. You could get a record deal if you're a punk band. You could get a record deal with Posh Boy, but he's going to rip you off. But, since you're punk, you didn't care about the money anyways. You didn't care about being ripped off. You just want to have your music out there, right? So a lot of people, you find them on Posh Boy label. They're just getting ripped off. And Posh Boy's still ripping them off to this day. And they're probably all fucking dead by now. Spitting teeth, man. That should be our theme song. We don't have a theme song, but that could be our theme song. Widdershins. Widdershins is about destruction. Widdershins is banishing. Widdershins is removing. And then you invoke. Yeah, you do the widder, you banish, and then you must invoke. Because if you banish and you don't invoke, then nature pours a vacuum and she puts back the shit that she just banished, because she's used to having it there, and she just can't have a hole there. But that's a whole another philosophy going on there. So I am a YouTube mage, amongst other things. I've had a YouTube channel teaching magic since before most, but around me has developed this entire community. I'm kind of connected to, you've heard Asbjorn. Asbjorn was because of YouTube, or YouTube channels. That's how we first met. He's been on my show a couple times. Then he heard Asbjorn having a fight with Tim Ravenroder on this show. The clash of the YouTube channels. They were clashing. And I am blissfully unaware most of the time. I'm like, some of my friends in the Hoodoo community, they'll be posting about all this drama going on. And it's like, where the fuck are you people? What pages are these things happening on? I'm just not, even though I find myself doing a gossip show a lot of times, I'm just not well versed in a lot of the gossip. And I just kind of do my shit on YouTube and, didn't pay attention to all this backbitey YouTube community. I have two different pages on Facebook. There are YouTube, I think it's YouTube Pagans, then YouTube Pagan Communities. Two different pages for those people, just for the pagans. And one of those pages is better than the other page, but I forget which page it is. But there's just so much that goes on. There's communities within communities. That's why I never say the pagan community or the magical community. I say communities, because there's different communities, and there's different factions, and there's different shit going on, no matter where you go. And I'm often blissfully unaware, but my friend Asbjorn keeps me, informed of the shit that's going on there. I'm gonna take this thing mobile for just a second, because I gotta grab something from inside the house. Speaking of which, the breaking news today is that there was a shooting at a YouTube office here in California. I don't have the story in front of me, but it's a female, first female mass shooter we've heard of in a long time, and I haven't been following the news, but Marta noticed what nobody had pointed out yet, that she shot females a woman came into the YouTube office. She worked there, apparently, and shot other women in the office. I don't know if the death count, injured count has changed, but that's what she saw there. But so, here we have actual wars going on in the YouTube office. Then we have these people warring on a YouTube. And I had no clue who these people were. Here, we're going to smoke a bowl with Birch. Hold on. Let me get a hit here. We're trying out the Snoop Lion executive branch tonight on the show. Yeah, Snoop has his own brand of weed. There are so many brands out there I can't keep track of anymore, but good to live in California, I gotta say. So, there's this drama going on on these YouTube channels of these ceremonial type magicians. And I know nothing about any of them except for this. And this is what I hope. This is the kind of thing I hope people look back on. This is what you're getting fame for. This is your notoriety right here. It might not be good. It might not be the best first impression for anybody to hear you, but apparently there's this YouTube war between a couple channels that has brewed, and several people talking about it. And I knew neither one of these people until today. And I gotta say, they don't have a whole lot of videos. They don't have a whole lot of subscribers. They don't have a whole lot of hits. Let's see, I'm scrolling. Yeah, I'm seeing 359. Oh, there's 1.2 thousand views. It's an older video. My drunk friend reacts to D-Rose, 342. So, small potatoes, I guess. Small potatoes. But VK Jehananum, and Adam Percipio. Very dramatic about his name. Adam Percipio, the world-famous exorcist, he calls himself. And I've never heard of you, Adam. But you caught my attention today because I cover this type of bullshit. So, they're having this big fight on YouTube. And let's see. Well, first of all, apparently, according to the people involved, or according to Adam, VKG Hananum, he started it. He started it by talking shit about him on his YouTube channel. So I think this is probably the video that discusses that. The dire warning for VK Hananum here on Widdershins. I'm just gonna. We're going low tech, man. I have a separate phone. I'm going to play the video on, because I tried to play it directly on my phone. That's one thing that did not work. That would have been cool if I could play stuff on YouTube and have it work on Spreaker. The shit I could do from my pocket. All right, so this is VK Jehananum. Maybe this is the thing that started the fight. I'm not sure exactly what started the fight, but we're gonna listen to the audio from that video on Widdershins.
Adam Percipio, and I'm more powerful than I've ever been. And I'm here to let you know that VK Fookie Bookie is gonna get a visit from me at his doorstep, and we are going to duel. VK, are you watching this, VK? Because I love you. I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to abuse you. And I'm going to make you use that safe word, VK. Are you ready for the dragon to enter, VK? I did the same martial art as Bruce Lee, VK. Are you ready to enter the dragon? Are you ready to enter the dragon? I'm going to completely destroy your life with my magic, VK. I have sex sometimes, VK. See that person?
Sorry.
I have sex, VK. VK, I have sex. I have sex. She lets the dragon enter, VK. She lets the dragon enter. I make her use a safe word, VK. Her safe word is Bruce Lee. I'm going to destroy you in ways you can't even imagine. I'm going to make you my big VK.
All right. So that's VK. Apparently, yeah, that's not. It's not the video that started all this thing, but I didn't find that. That's apparently the response. VK's response to Adam. Okay, so apparently, I saw the video earlier today. Can't seem to find it today, but apparently, Adam says he's rolling in the dough. Got a lot of money. Called up VK and told VK how he's rolling in the dough and wants VK to come live with him. And then VK apparently put out a video talking some shit. Let's see. I'm searching Adam Persipio. Because YouTube wouldn't let me save 2 videos. Wait. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's another one. Okay, so this is VK again, talking to Adam Persipio.
So, a couple of days ago, Adam Persipio called me. And he was making a bunch of big claims about how much money he was making, about things he was supposedly going to do, and he wanted me to fly over and move in with him. This was a couple days ago. So, I brought up a series of accusations which I had against him, which I had on good authority were true. And he tried to accuse every single source of being insane, addicted, or gay. And that was basically his defense. So I told him, I know you're lying through your fucking teeth. I'm going to hang up now. An hour later, he called me again, trying to run the same gambit. I have no idea what happened. I don't even know why you're mad. I think you're overreacting. Everyone thinks you're crazy. Everyone's concerned about your mental health. Blah, blah, blah. Just every kind of stupid, narcissistic, gaslighting bullshit you can imagine. And at the end of the call, he said, you know what? I've never actually hexed you until now, but I'm going to completely destroy your life. And he stuttered during a phone call while trying to make a threat about magic. He threatened to put a curse on me over the phone and stuttered. So, right now, he has made a YouTube video responding to me, calling me a liar, and he was using a new accent in the YouTube video,
So, like, in the last video, he had, like, his hood up, like,
I've taught you everything you know. You've no idea how much I've destroyed you. I'm more powerful than I've ever been.
like, and we were all making fun of him for the whole, like, Assassin's Creed look. Like, he was trying to act out some type of movie character. Like, he was trying to be like a real-life anime character. And I assumed this was just based on... shit, I don't know. Substance influence? Substance abuse? Mental breakdown? But after this next video, I think this was a conscious decision that he made in the hopes that
This would be intimidating.
I've taught you everything. Like, leaning his forehead forward and shit. Trying to be like sinister. Like these... It was ridiculous. But apparently that wasn't him losing his mind. I now understand that. I think this person is special needs. To be fair, I guess he depended on the glamour and using magic to control people in most of his social interactions, and he tried to use neuro-linguistic programming and pickup artistry and salesman tricks and all that combined with glamour, and that was basically how he tried to get things done for you. But this video, I'm guessing
all right. He goes on and on and on. But these kids... All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to call you kids, but I'm old enough to be your father, or at least your uncle. Uncle Birch thinks you guys are ridiculous. Or at least the other guy's way more ridiculous. I'm going to find that video while we go to a musical break, and we'll hear from Adam Percipio, the thing that made this an interesting story. With all due respect to VK, your first video was kind of entertaining when you were doing the funny voices and stuff, but that last one's just kind of boring. So at least, for the radio show, it's just, not going to work for me. Be right back.
His eyes, they closed, and his last breath spoke. He had seen all to be seen. A life once full, now an empty vase, wilt the blossoms on his early grave. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy, and by morning we'll be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother dear, and raise what's left of the flag for me. Then the rosary beads, counting 1, 2, 3, fell apart as they hit the floor. In our garb of black, we must pay respect to the colour we're born to mourn. Walk away, me boys, walk away, me boys, by morning we'll be free. Wipe the golden tear from your mother dear, raise what's left of the flag for me. Staggeroo, an angry fist start a wound filled with hatred and remorse, where it pick and scratch till the blood it matched the silent rage raise what's left of the flag from me.
Flogging Molly. I'm Widdershins Radio, and I got to tell you people, because I forgot to tell you, you got to subscribe, man. You got to subscribe, follow. Sorry, follow. First of all, what are you doing Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time? You ain't doing nothing important. You ain't doing nothing so important you can't tune in a radio show on your phone. How busy are you? You can't have a fucking radio show on. Come on. And if you totally weren't busy, and you're on your phone, Spreaker totally works on your phone. Most of these people are on their phone. Our chat room's happening. I can't even begin to tell you some of the cool shit they're talking about in our chat room. Audio sigils. They got them. They got links. They got people posting links to the stuff that I'm talking about sometimes in the chat room. There's all kind of stuff going on. You get your, set up your account. You can get on Spreaker. You can just log in with your Facebook. Click it. It's done in a couple seconds. Then you can follow the shows, and you can get get in on live broadcast, do the chat room, all that shit. But when you follow the shows, you know when we're going to go on, because I know now Friday and Saturday are our biggest ratings. So that behooves me to randomly go on the air Friday or Saturday sometime. And I can do that with my package over here at Spreaker. And everybody here at Spreaker, man, they got a package. And they get to go on the air whenever they want. The package we have now, I think it's a unlimited 3-hour broadcast per day. So I theoretically could go on for 3 hours, start a new show, and then after 3 hours, start a new show. I could just do that all fucking day if I had nothing better to do, which, happened once. And I did that in 9 hours. That can happen, and you won't know about it. You'll miss the magic, except in the archives. Okay, well, you won't miss it, but you'll be late. You'll be late for the magic. And you could be listening to it live, whatever you're doing fucking Friday or Saturday, or even in your car or something, man. You could be fucking streaming the damn show, or you can download it, fucking play it later. But you won't know if you don't follow the show. And even better, if you get the Spreaker app and then follow the show, then you get like the push notifications. I mean, it's going to bother you no matter what you're doing. A little push notification going to pop up on your screen. Fucking, hey, Widdershins is live, man. We're just randomly going live, man. Must be some shit going on. Probably, maybe. Usually, yeah. Stuff going on. When we've gone on randomly, there's been stuff going on. And we had to go on right away. Cover the live breaking news and stuff. And you wouldn't know. You would be late to it. You would catch it later. You'd be like behind in history. It would be history by the time you heard about it, because you didn't follow the show like I told you to. But you're listening to Widdershins. We're here at least every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then archived forever until I run out of room in the archives and have to pay for an even larger package. But we're a long way from that yet. We got a whole lot of archives and just a smidgen of our package used for those archives. So we're talking about the VK Jehanalumum and Adam Percipio. And I found the Adam Percipio on a Facebook page that was on. So hopefully the audio is going to be loud enough. But this, yeah, I know it was boring so far. Bear with me, okay? Don't judge the cuisine until it is served, because this is where it gets interesting. This is Adam, who's rather butthurt, sending a message to VK Venenum.
Hi, I'm Adam Percipio, the world-famous exorcist. There's a certain somebody by the name of VK Johannem that has made his entire occult career, as well as YouTube page, an ode to me. he doesn't like me, and the disagreements that we had over literally reasons that I, as somebody that is partaking personally within this drama fest, don't even understand what the drama in equivocation of origin is actually truly about. I don't even know what the fuck his methed out ass is talking about right now, okay? He's called me a scam artist. Hold on. So, because he has called me a scam artist, I'm telling you here, right now, that I'm challenging VK Johannem to a fist fight in 4 weeks in his town. I'm going to fly to Madison, Alabama, where he lives, to challenge him to a fist fight, to kick this nigga Fookie Bookie's ass. I'ma kick his ass. Alright? You call me a scam artist, you insult my woman, I tell you to kindly stop, you don't fucking shut up, I'ma kick your fucking ass. Get with it. I want everybody to know that I'm challenging him to a fist fight, and I'm charging for the pay-per-view live stream on me kicking this nigga's ass in a 5-round fight while wearing gloves. I'm gonna give him Vaseline for his brow, Vaseline for his elbows, and we're gonna see who's Gnostic Gnosis over some bullshit-ass fight that nobody even knows what the fuck he's talking about. On his disrespectful ass, dares to call me a liar. We're gonna find out who the fuck is the scam artist, okay? Tell that nigga Fookie Bookie, I'ma kick his ass. You understand me? I'm coming to you in 4 motherfucking weeks. I'm flying business class, nigga, cause I make money.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And we're gonna handle some business. Now, at a certain point, I want you to realize that you called my lawyer to talk shit about me, who's on his way to send you a cease and desist letter. And I want you to realize that not only is he sending you a cease and desist, I'm coming to you and I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. VK Johannem, I'm coming to kick your fucking ass. You understand me? We're charging $25 per ticket. In 4 weeks, get ready. You made a YouTube video. You already said you could kick my ass in a fist fight, bitch. You better shut the fuck up. I'm gonna get my lawyer to draw up some papers to sign consent forms so I don't have to get arrested for kicking your motherfucking ass. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, VK Johannem. I'm challenging you to a fist fight. Yeah, Wedding, I'm coming for you next, bitch. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. You understand? Tell that nigga Fookie Bookie, 4 weeks, I'm coming. The occultist fist fight of the century. I know Kung Fu. Nigga, I literally know Kung Fu. Okay? I practice Guang Ling. Okay? And I'm gonna kick your ass. You wanna get with this dragon? I practice the same martial art that fucking Bruce Lee does. This is the return of the dragon. I am the crow. And I'm coming for your ass, VK Johannem. 4 weeks. I'm gonna knock on your door. I'm gonna give you this form to sign because I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass, VK. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. I want you to understand that I love you like a brother, and I'm gonna fuck you like a lover. You are so motherfucking about to get wrecked. And in 4 weeks, I'm gonna knock on your goddamn doorstep, call the cops, nigga. I'll call them on myself just to find out your motherfucking address so I can walk in your fucking house, get you to sign the form so that you can show up. We're gonna get fucking, like, regulation MMA gloves. Somebody's gonna tape your fucking hands. We're gonna grease your eyebrows. We're gonna grease your elbows. We're gonna go 5 rounds. We're paying for the fucking tickets. Somebody else is gonna pay for the fucking tickets to watch this live stream of this nigga Fookie Bookie. VK Fookie Bookie getting his ass kicked, nigga. I'm nasty, nigga. You want to talk some shit about my woman? You want to talk some shit about me? I tell you to stop? Okay. Then you want to fucking call me a scam artist, nigga. Nobody even knows what the fuck you're talking about. You're so fucking cracked the fuck out, met the fuck out, shut the fuck up. I'm coming to kick your fucking ass. Nigga, if you want me to send you some money to get some goddamn MMA lessons, you got 4 weeks, motherfucker. I'm alright. I'm gonna be alright, and I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass. Nigga, I'm nasty, nigga. I'm crazy.
Oh, people talking about Ookie Bookie on Instagram and shit.
I'ma kick your ass.
People throwing pictures
They're already talking about it. What they say?
Smoky taboo.
I'ma kill you, dude. And I'm gonna get you to sign some forms so I gotta get arrested for your fucking dead ass. I'll pay for your funeral flowers, nigga. You're sweet as a bitch. And I might eat you. Just like I eat this pussy. You see this pussy right here? This bitch isn't Instagram pretty because she gets so much dick in her life she can't even keep her makeup straight. Let's be real about this shit, okay? I don't give a fuck. I'm like, so okay. You didn't hex me. I'm doing fine. I just been fucking like, how much of the IHOP because I was bored. I'm crossfaded as a bitch. We just did some full moon magic. I had some great ass sex, and I'm still successful. You didn't affect me. You didn't touch me. You failed my class. I forsake you, and I want you to realize in 4 weeks, nigga, Fookie Bookie, I'm coming to kick your ass, motherfucker. I'm coming to kick your ass. 4 weeks, nigga, get ready. Get with it, nigga. Put your money where your mouth is. Somebody take some bets. I love you. I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna fucking eat you. I'm gonna beat you worse than I beat this pussy right here. I'm gonna abuse you. The safe word's gonna be tap out. And I wanna see you on the floor just like a lowly ass, meth smoking, Alabama ass nigga. I can't even believe it. I'm going to Alabama. This is how much you piss me off, nigga. I couldn't be caught dead in Alabama. Now I'm going there to this hellhole. I'm in California right now. I'm going down south in a fucked up place. I mean, I'm from the H-town, nigga. I'm going to Alabama for some fucked up reason just to kick your nigga Fookie Bookie's ass. Nigga, I'ma kick your motherfucking ass. 4 weeks, VK Johannem, Fookie Bookie. Get with it, motherfucker. I'm coming for you in 4 weeks. I'm gonna show the fuck up. I need you to understand how motherfucking serious I'm being right now. I'm gonna see you in 4 motherfucking weeks. Get ready. This is gonna be the fight of your life, of the century, and I'm having my lawyer, Mark, draw up consent forms so you can't sue me for getting the royal ass beating of the motherfucking century. I'm sending you a cease and desist to stop fucking slandering my name, and then I'm coming to you to keep my street cred up, because I'm a real ass nigga, not a scam artist, and I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass. I want you to understand the truth of the angelic light that's coming out of me right now, motherfucker. I'm going to devour your soul with these fists. I want you to realize how real this shit is. Alright, my bitch is going to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep. I love you, VK. And I'm gonna prove to you how much I love you by this royal ass beating from a royal ass blue blood like me, bitch. I'm going to eat you. See you in 4 weeks, motherfucker.
Ah, shit. I must admit, I had not played the entire video before. I think I watched it on the toilet this morning. Perfect place to watch it. I can't believe how far he went, but you know, if you're going to go that far, you might as well do it on winter shins. All right, I'm going to have to say right away, Mr. Adam Percipio. Wait a minute, where's Adam Percipio? Now I lost his damn channel. Percipio. God, I had that channel just a second ago. Well, at any rate, I hadn't watched the whole series of stuff yet. I'm trying to find his channel because somebody asked me about it in the chat room. This is all happening on YouTube. VK Vahananum, that's JEHANNUM, as in Mary. So that's the one guy. And the other guy's Adam Percipio, but when I search Adam Percipio, it doesn't come up that way. So I'm like going now. Here's the damn channel. Okay, here's the guy that... Okay, this is the video I just watched. Okay, what the fuck's his channel? Adam Blankership? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's why he's so fucking hard to find. If you're going to be Adam Percipio, don't have your channel be called Adam Blankenship. That's BLANKENSHIP. And yeah, there's much more. I did see on the VK Jehanadam's page him talking about the greatest scam in the occult he'd ever seen, which is apparently what Adam here is referring to. Here's one: Adam Percipio, you are not hood, part 2. So there's a part 1. Oh, Adam Percipio, you're not hood. All right, I might play some of that. I haven't played that. But Adam is much more entertaining, at least. But I gotta say, Adam, I hope somebody forwards the show to you and you get mad at me. I'm in California, so I'm not that hard to look up. You don't have to go to Alabama to find me, and I wouldn't go to fucking Alabama for no motherfucker. But I feel you, Adam. You don't appear to be black. You may be Latino, a bit. But your skin is rather, Adam, shall we say pale? I don't know if it's okay for you to use the N-word like you use it. And according to VK, when you didn't like something, you referred to it as gay. Well, that's not okay either. Okay, don't use gay as a word for bad or shit or stupid or whatever. No, that's not okay either. Adam, if you're gonna be throwing yourself out there into the world like that, you've gotta understand the world. There's some things that are just not okay in the world. I know it's post-Trump. And what was bad now is good, and shit like that. But no, no. You can't. I don't think that you can be throwing the N-word around like that. And you're calling VK, who's white as shit. You're calling him the N-word, and that's probably not okay. I know you're in your fight video thing and you're doing your thing. I get that, but check yourself too. Check yourself. That's what I'm going to say there. But I want to see the fight. If the fight happens, I'm going to see the fight. I don't know how maybe we'll do a play-by-play of the fight on audio. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it on my YouTube channel. I don't know. But if the fight actually happens, which I don't think it is, I think Adam's talking a lot of smack. I don't think you're going to fly out there to Alabama, and I don't think you have a lawyer on retainer doing all this stuff either. You look like you could be my kid, okay? You look younger than my kid. So I don't want to condescend, but I am old enough to be your father, and at least old enough to be Uncle Birch. And to both of you, I've got to say, this is some silly ass shit. Entertaining? Yeah, okay. Maybe you're just after the rating. But you, Adam, so concerned about your reputation, to take this stance to defend your reputation while trashing your reputation is comical at best. But to both of you, let me just, again, I don't want to condescend. I don't know you gentlemen. I can tell. I've been around a while, and you haven't. So please, just respect your elders for just a minute here. Just fucking hear me out. Adam especially. I want you to go to Google, okay? I know you kids know how to Google. It's right there in your phone. You're going to go to Google. You're going to look up the Gohu Servitor, Gohu Servitor by Phil Hine. But I'll paraphrase for those of you that are on the radio. Phil Hine, the best author ever, I will say, on Chaos Magic, the best read. I have read Phil Hines' entire works on the radio, mixed with a little bit of punk rock. I wish I could find those archives from my old pirate radio days. I could put them on this fucking show. Phil Hines translates great into audio. You can read him well. Phil Hines is the best and most understandable take on Chaos Magic of them all. And he did this thing called the Gohu Servitor. And I'll paraphrase the story. Phil Hines was plagued by gossip, rumor, innuendo, people attacking his reputation. He was getting ready to blast the fools out of existence and developing magic for that. And he came to a realization. It's not just notoriety that's important. Fame is more important. A huge portion of a mage's power relies on the people that believe in the mage's power. For good, for bad, doesn't matter. A huge other portion of the mage's power comes from the people that expend energy on him, attention on him, watch what he's doing, talk about what he's doing, scrupularize what he's doing, right or wrong. It's energy being directed at you. It's much better to be maligned, to be slandered, than to be ignored. Ignoring gives you no power. People talking about you behind your back when you are not there, good or bad, that's power. People spending hours pontificating on the vastness of what they believe the great meaning of your actions could possibly be. That's power, right or wrong. Where attention goes, energy flows. Phil Hines came to this realization, and instead, he created a servitor called the Gohu Servitor to create and spread gossip and rumor about himself. And furthermore, to bring knowledge of those rumors and those gossips back to Phil Hines' ear. And if you Google it, read the whole story, a fascinating list of the things that people believe Phil Hines was doing came back. That's power. Let them talk. I rarely, and I know it's going to shock y'all, I'm going to say this, especially since I led into the show. I rarely declare an enemy. I don't make a lot of enemies. People I disagree with, people I have strife with all the time. But to be on the enemy list, well, that's large. That's large, and it's not going to work out for you. But to be on that list takes effort. I'm perhaps too nice a guy most of the time, so I give several chances before somebody makes it on the enemy list. I don't declare an enemy because somebody said something bad about me on the internet. Wah, 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 you bro flakes. Get over it. They're talking about you. I'm sorry, Adam, on your channel, unless you have another channel where all this shit's going on, you have like 8 videos and it's like, I don't think any subscribers. a few hits, and you're probably going to get more hits after the show makes air. Not a whole lot going on. So I don't know, maybe you got another channel that I'm not aware of, but on the channel where you made all of these grandiose statements, how you're going to go to Alabama and kick this guy's ass, there's nothing going on. You're lucky VK Jehannam, who also doesn't have a whole lot of hits or a whole lot of subscribers. You're lucky he's talking about you, and both of you are lucky either one of you is talking about either one of you, because it's a huge bunch of communities out there in YouTube, as I'm becoming more aware of all the time, and it's a big pond, and from what I saw, both your channels, you're some little fish, and you should be happy for both of you. You should be best friends, and continue to talk shit about each other. Maybe even do a mock fight or something. Just get people to watch, keep them entertained. Something going on, but really, man, look up that Go Who servitor, Phil Hine. Oh y'all, change your perspective. Be ignored. Way worse than to be hated. And you go full Machiavelli on it. To be hated is way better than to be loved. That's Machiavelli. I'm just saying. Those are Wittershins. Thanks for coming.
Like a rock, like a planet, like a fucking atom bomb. I'll remain unperturbed by the joy and the madness that I encounter everywhere I turn. I've seen it all along, in books and magazines, like a twitch before dying, like a pornographic scene. There's a bar behind the window, there's an ugly laughing man, like a hummingbird in silence, like the blood on my door. It's a generator. Being clean and I will run until I reach the shore. I've known it all alone, like the bone under my skin, like actors in a photograph, like paper in the wind. There's a hammer by the window, there's a knife on the floor, like turbines in darkness, like the blood on my door. It's the generator. Oh yeah, like the blood on my
starts in. Coup d'etat. Give me a bomb. A Molotov. It's a coup d'etat. Generalissimo steps up shop. Step out of line. Next on the block. Armies marching through the streets. Trust no shot. Trust will need. Coup d'etat. Coup d'etat. A push from the left and a shove from the right. It's all planned out. We'll do it tonight. Push the president and his wife. We'll hold them for ransom or take their lives. Attack their embassy. They are our enemies. The president, they smoke cigars. Anyone he does not like, he shoots or puts behind bars. Coup d'etat!